There are three Jack Ma. First Jack Ma is people imagination. He's great, he's not good, and this is the people's imagination. Second Jack Ma is the CEO and the founder, chairman of Alibaba Group. And third Jack Ma is my real person. I love to sing, I love to dance, I have fun, I like walking around the streets, and all the things you see, I'm myself, my real Jack Ma coming out these days.
Can I get a fourth Jack Ma?
Yeah.
The fourth Jack Ma, the core Jack Ma, is the man of humility, a humble person. And that's why I think
people say, Jack, you are the next Bill Gates. I say, I cannot compete with Bill Gates, but I can compete with Bill Gates who can retire earlier. And I can compete with him who can empower the more small business. Every goal you give to your team should be very accurate. If you say, this company is going to last 100 years, so nobody take it seriously because every company say, we want to last 100 years. So the number you give the team should be very accurate. I was considered to be a loser. I remember that, I applied university for 3 times, all failed. And after the first year when I finished high school, failed in examination for university, I went apply for a job in a police station. 5 classmates, we went there, 4 of them accepted, and I was rejected. In the past 30 years, USA domestic consumption was the engine of global economy. And I told the people at that time, I say, if you miss the opportunity of selling your products to the world, to the USA, to the Europe, you may miss the chance. And today I want to tell the people that if you miss the opportunity of selling your products to China, you will miss the opportunity, you will miss the future. First, a heart for the customer, for the market. You love the people, love the market. Second, you should have a great team that have a patience. And third is the patience. I'm doing this for 10, 20 years. And next, a great product. My belief is that you have to repair the roof while it is still sunshine. Most of the people, they have a fancy ideas in the evening, but in the day, when they wake up in the evening or in the morning, they go back to do the same job. I started my business borrowing $2,000 from my relatives and friends. I call myself like a blind man riding on the back of blind tigers. And those people who are expert of riding horses, they all fall down, and I'm still surviving. If somebody say, I give you $1 million, and I give you trust, which one I would choose? I choose those people who give me the trust, because it's the trust that make us be united. My cousin and I waited for 2.5 hours in a very hot summer in order to apply a job being a hotel waiter. After interview, my score was much better than my cousin. After interview, my cousin was accepted and I was rejected. Reason is he was taller and more handsome. 30 years later, today, he is still working in that hotel in a laundry room. And I changed my life. 24 of my friends, we went for applied job in a KFC. And 23 accepted. I was the only guy rejected. I don't know why, but they say, you don't have it. So I thought, maybe the God said you should do things yourself. Because I get used to be rejected. Most of the times when we fail, when we did not achieve something, I say, well, get used to it. We are the people, have to learn. We get used to be rejected. We get used to the days nobody come to help us, support us. We should not get used to be successful. When we succeed on something, we always feel very proud and honored and thankful. Right? Most of the company die not because they don't have money, because they have too much money. Understand the customers, make the customer successful. We know only our customers succeed, we will be successful. Customer number 1, employee number 2, shareholder number 3. And people say this is against our American investor philosophy. I remember one of the investors said, hey, Jack, you know, if I know you are shareholder number 3, I would not have bought your stocks. I say, sir, please sell it. Because I believe there is so much money in the world. There is too much money in the world. But we only need the money who believe in our vision and mission. Because I believe if the customer are happy, employees are happy, the shareholders will be happy. But if the shareholders are happy, may not necessarily customer happy, and may not necessarily your employee will be happy. 18 founders, they trust me. Because they trust me, I have to be very loyal to them and loyal to the mission that we have. I hate people work for me. I want people work for the mission that we agreed together. People like me, when I look further, this guy's handsome. When I get closer, he's so ugly. Everybody in the world is the same. You should not get closer. Further is good. So you think, oh, Jack is great, but you know, if you get closer, not necessarily. I will be angry, I will be unhappy. My team trust me, and I trust my teams. If you want to have a smart people work for you, the smart people need to be managed by culture, not by rules and laws. So in our company, we spend most of the time about the culture. And the base of the culture is the trust. When I launched the Taobao and Tmall, it was funny. We got 7 founders. I said, everybody go home, pick up looking for 4 things that list on the website. So we see who will come to buy, how much things we can sell. So we went home. Everybody cannot find 4 things that in the home we can sell because we're too poor. So we gathered 21 products. We listed on the website. We waited for 3 days. Nobody come to buy. And then the next week, we start to buy and sell ourselves. For the first week, all the sales was among ourselves. And then another week later, somebody started testing sell. For almost 30 days, everything people sell, we all buy them. Mm-hmm. So we have a whole house of rubbish we bought online. Try to making sure that, so those guys who were able to sell, say, oh wow, this thing really can sell things. Then more people start to come to sell, and then we serve better, and that comes. So from there to now, $550 billion. When you start a business, you start to worry, and people around you worry much more than you do. When I started Alibaba, my parents worry, my wife worry, my friends worry, my teachers worry, my students worry, everybody worry. And they worry about a lot of things. The only thing that I worry is that I should not disappoint the people who believe in me. When we started Alibaba, I said, hey, you don't have a payment. You don't have a trust. People do not believe in online. They believe in face-to-face meeting. And the government does not support internet. Nobody supports e-commerce. How could you do it? I think as an entrepreneur, if everything is ready, that does not need you. Because nothing is ready, that needs entrepreneurship. We know there are 3 things that would make our site die. 3 things that would be the cancer of our business: counterfeit, IP, and cheating. We are not an e-commerce company. We help others to become e-commerce. We believe every company can be Amazon. We try to making sure e-commerce infrastructure, the payment, the marketplaces, and the logistic can making sure everybody today can compete with Amazon, Microsoft, IBM. This is what we want. The world can be great, can be prosperous without you. When you die, people cry for 3 days, or maybe less than 3 days, they forget you. So, build up a good system for your team.
Yeah, but it strikes me.
Giving chance for them. Internet companies failed in China. One of the reasons is that they spend too much time on making their boss happy rather than their customer happy. They spend too much time on competing, not long-term strategy. So as the entrepreneur, the always number one priority is customer and employee. If we don't have the payment solutions, our customers cannot do transactions. When we have the payment, we know if we don't have logistics, they cannot finish the transactions. And when we have a lot of transactions, we say if we don't have cloud computing, the cost of IT for our customers is too expensive. So we do all these things not because we think there's money there, because we know if we don't do that, our customer cannot finish their job, their work. Our mission is helping doing business easier. And everybody, no matter how rich you are, you want to be, or how successful you are, or unsuccessful you are, the most important thing is happy and healthy, which is called a double H strategy. We do not think we are a company. We think we are economy. By year 2036, we will be the 5th largest economy of the world. That is America, China, Europe, Japan, and there is economy. We believe that economy, there will be a virtual economy that every small business of the world can leverage that economy. They can sell their products across the world. Every consumer of every country, they can buy things through their mobile phone or any device through all over the world. Everything they place on the line, within 72 hours, they will receive it. So I think whether we should have inventory or not inventory depends on whether our customer need it. If our customers say, Jack, you should build more warehouses, we build warehouses. If our partner does not have the capability of doing things, our business need it, we do it. We do it not because, we do it not because there's money. We do it because it is necessary. And then I told the team that internet is like 10,000 meters running racing. We just finished the first 100 meters yet. Do not think the people beside you is a competitor. Running for another 3,000 meters, then you know who is a competitor. We are good today. We may not be good if we lose our hope, if we lose our vision.
You lose your culture.
If we lose our culture and team, we're nothing. Most of the companies, they were so good. When Netscape was so good, we never thought it would disappear. So don't believe you'll be good all the time. Be paranoid. Do not focus your eyes on the competitor. You are too small to focus yourself on your neighbor, the competitor. Focus your customers. Make your customer happy is important. Most of the big companies, when they talk about competitors. A wonderful movie called Forrest Gump. I like the sentence. It reminds every time when I have a problem, I tell myself, this is what Forrest Gump said. He said, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. And I found that Forrest Gump made a fortune by catching shrimps, not catching whales. Forrest Gump, just to keep on running. Be simple. Serve the people. That was what I learned. Hire people who are very self-motivated. Don't hire people who are very sort of complaining. As a leader, you should never complain. If you complain, nobody will follow you. I'm lucky enough to meet so many great business leaders in the world. I found all of them, they are very optimistic. I found all of them never complain, and I found all of them want to making sure that their team are better. The book I want to write about one day is about Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. We made so many mistakes, and the mistakes that we learn are the best assets we have. If you don't have the vision for the future, it's difficult for a team to have a teamwork. Young people, my advice, if you're 20 years old, please join a good company, find a good boss to learn how to do business. If you're 30 years old, if you want to do something yourself, try to do something yourself. We have to be humble. We have to serve our customers. The investors may not like us. If the customers like us, we have the futures. I thought it would become a challenge when a company is big. I should have more free time, play golf on the beaches. But I find, oh my God, I fly 870 hours in the air last year, and this year 1,000 hours in the air. Three things. The first thing I would do is I would making sure our company is a mission-driven company. Mission and a vision-driven company. We have to making sure the whole company believing we are building up an economy that can empower every small business, young people, women. They can easily do business through internet. This is number one. So I'm talking to everybody in the company I meet. I remember there is a guy called David Wong. That was early days when I came to America. Talk about the internet, about the value mission of the company. This guy sitting there, he was working for Fortune 500. He said, Jack is a crazy guy. How could you, a company has no business model, no money, and talk about the mission, vision, and value. I say, David, come to my company. So I came to China, spent 3 days in my company. When he leave, he said, Jack, I found you are crazy. Now I found 100 crazy guys in your company. They all talk and seem like you. A company, if you have 100 crazy guys, we do not think we are crazy. We think the outside world are crazy. Yeah. I would say next 10, 20 years, the small business, no matter where you are, if you do not try to globalize your business through internet, you may not have a business opportunity. Local business in the future is going to be more and more competitive. Think about it. How can you sell products across the board? Your products, your chocolate, people in your village already know about the town in your village. But the people in China, they never know. They love these things. So think about it. How can you sell your products across the board? The thing is, I don't want to die in my office. I want to die on the beaches. When we were young, nobody gave us a chance. Now we're big. We should give young people a chance. Young people do a much better job than we do. This is what I think. I was trained to be a teacher, and I benefit because I don't know anything about technology, computing. I still puzzle about what is software, how software can work. And I do not know about accounting, marketing. I know very little about that. But the thing I learned from being a teacher, that a teacher always wants his students to be more successful and better than you are. So I learned to be a good CEO. As a teacher, you want this student become a banker, that's a scientist, there's a mayor. You don't want this student bankrupt, that is in jail. So this is the way that I benefit. And then when I become a CEO, I call myself Chief Education Officer. As a teacher, you may not know a lot of things. The only things you learn and you share. People may not like the way I talk. And my job is not to make people happy. My job is to make people think. This is the way we did. If it is helpful for you, take it. If it's not helpful for you, just to forget it. Machine is good at knowledge, but human beings are good at wisdom.
And so artificial intelligence will never have wisdom?
No. Artificial intelligence is going to be very smart. Smart people know what you want. Wise people knows what they don't want. As an entrepreneur, today is very difficult, and tomorrow is even more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is very beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. I think it's just the beginning of the data period. We think data is going to be so important to human life in the future. We think we're a big data company today. That was compared to yesterday. Compared to tomorrow, we are nothing.
Well, what will it let you do, having access to that data as it accumulates more and more?
Improve people's life, improve the machines, to making sure the machine can do better job to support human beings. We don't know how data really can make money today. But we know we have to protect the security of the data, the privacy of the data. And when we know one day the data will empower the human being. Today's data is like 100 years ago, people think about electricity is a light, But they never thought 100 years later we have a fridge and washing machine, everything using electricity. So data, we have to believe our kids will be much smarter than us using the data.
You don't believe all that data, when used with artificial intelligence, will create wisdom?
No.
You don't?
No. Wisdom is from the heart. The machine intelligence is about the brain. Brain is about the knowledge. You can always make a machine to learn the knowledge, but it is difficult for machine to have a human heart. When I hire people, I always want to hire those people who are smarter than I am. And today I give a lot of advice to my colleagues. When they hire people, there's one judge. Look at the young man. If you think he will be your boss, he will be my boss in 5 years, hire him. Do not find people who will follow you all the time. For the first 3 years of Alibaba, we had no revenue, no business model. And I told the team, forget about the money revenue today. If you want to be a long-term company, the only thing think about is customers. The best revenue for our first 1 or 2 years, the best revenue is what? It's the email of thanks. That's the best revenue. If the customer sends you an email saying, you are great. I was so happy early days when I went to a small restaurant, people will pay my bill. And with a small note to say, Jack, thank you very much. I know you do not make money, but we made a lot of money through our website.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not that big fan of Bitcoins. But I pay special attention to the cashless society, blockchain technology. I hate corruption. I don't have opportunity, it's okay. But I don't want somebody through dirty way take away my opportunity. This is why we want a cashless society. But Bitcoin, we watch it very carefully. I will not say I'm a fan of Bitcoins. So we ask ourselves, are we want to serve our customers or are we want to kill all the retail, the traditional retail? We think we should work together. We believe online and offline should working together. With the data, with the customer experience, we think retail, the traditional retail has a huge potential if we do properly, if we work together. Amazon come to China, they've been here for almost 15, 20 years. But you do not see them here anywhere.
Because?
Because I don't think they do properly here. Because it's the market you should need. But maybe 10 years later, Amazon become big again. Politicians agree, great. If do not agree, business still have to go on, trade have to go on. Nobody can stop a business. Nobody can stop trade. Nobody can stop the cooperation between the business. So this is what we think. And they are so great on the offline. We're so good on online. They are so good in the States. We're so good in China. We should set an example that how we can working together. Yeah, it's too complicated. To me, I have enough headache in my business. I think when I hear about North Korea, I say, oh my God, North Korea said this, Russia said this, China said this, America said this. Leave this job for President Xi and Donald Trump. Then I'm focusing on my business. First, if there's only one Alipay, Alipay cannot grow that fast. When there's fair competition, grow fast. No matter how fast they grow, we're still bigger, we're still better. So it's when you have a fair, healthy competition, it is good. And we don't want to be lonely to talk to the government because we are the only one. But when we have 2 or maybe 3, then we have the right policy. Just 2 days ago in the Wuzhen Internet Conference, people asked me, what do you think about it? I say, honestly, I know very little about it, and I'm totally confused. And even if it works, the whole international rules and laws on trade and financing is going to completely change. I don't think we are ready for that. So I think I'm focusing on the Alipay. I'm focusing on RMB, US dollars, euros, That's
But
very
not
good
Bitcoin.
enough.
And you're not accepted
no.
yet.
I know. No.
Do you
not
see a
me.
day where you could?
No, we have a team specifically study that, and also we have a team blockchain technology. We spend a lot of efforts on blockchain technology for development. But Bitcoins, I say not for me. I know, I don't know. Let me say one thing. We are not focusing on Bitcoin. We are focused on cashless society for China, and every country we go. Try to making sure the society is more efficient, more transparent, no corruption.